Before we start, guys, please make sure you stay until the end. If you make one common mistake, you may end up spending, guys, thousands of dollars in repairs. Stay with us, we'll explain what it is. Hey guys, welcome back to Auto Repair, guys. Super quick helpful video for any of you having a problem where you have Mercedes C Class generation W204. When you park your Mercedes, you don't drive it for a few days, 2-3 days, you have a battery drain that kills your battery. You have that drain that's really annoying, you cannot start your car. Please guys, do not waste any money on parts diagnostics tools until you watch that video, because it could be quite simple fix. We will talk what we see here in the garage, and by the way, if you need to buy any replacement parts tools, we will share the information in the description of the video below for your convenience. Please check it out and you can see where we get most of our tools and supplies from as well. So let's start on it now. Before we start, let us tell you a little bit about us, guys. Every single car we get here at the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. We make mechanical repair videos, engines, transmissions, bodywork, electrical, engine, transmission codes, fuses. Why we guys do all that? Because our mission here at the garage is, guys, to save you as much money as we can. All we need in return, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. That way we can keep making these free videos. And guys, check out our YouTube channels. We have more than 17,000 free repair videos that can save you thousands of dollars in future repairs. So let's start on it now. If you guys have battery drain, multiple things can cause that on your Mercedes. Okay, battery drains are some of the really hard things to diagnose on these modern vehicles. But one thing that usually you may need to, guys, do is scan your system with a computer that can access every system in the car, and it can lead you to the right direction, okay, if some module didn't fall asleep. So, but we will explain what else you need to check. That quite often people ignore. They think it's good, they keep pouring money in their Mercedes when all they had to do is check something really simple. Now, the first thing, you want to check some fuses for the charging system. We need to do that, and we'll talk about the BMS, alternators, things like that. This Mercedes has hidden fuse boxes, guys, and 9 out of 10 owners do not know where they're located. That's why we made one special video on our YouTube channel that's called Mercedes W204 Fuse Box Location and Diagram. Check it out. Very, very helpful video, guys. Here, what we need to do specifically now, let's talk. You see, that's the main engine fuse box, right? You open the clips, pull the cover out. Underneath you have a fuse box with a layout like this one. Before we continue, let's explain quickly why it's always a good idea to test fuses and relays. Guys, let's explain why it's super important to test fuses and relays. That way you do not spend money on diagnostics, parts, repairs you may actually not even need. So, guys, you have different kinds of fuses and relays. We're talking about the maxi fuses, standard fuses right here. You have, watch how many different kinds of relays as well. Now, these fuses, sometimes you can clearly see if a fuse is burnt or not by looking at the element. But sometimes it's really sneaky. They can burn here on the side. It's hard to see. Some fuses will not be visible as well. And we had people that will spend thousands of dollars in repairs, replacing modules, even engine computers, when all they had to do, they assumed they had a good fuse. They pulled it out, they saw it, and they assumed it was good. But guys, you can easily test these fuses, and on some of these, most of them, they have even the terminals on top that allows you to check them with a voltmeter and find out if it's good or bad. You see, that's a good fuse. If it's blown, okay, like this one here, it's blown, nothing. Check this thing out, no connection. One next to it, okay, right here, let me get good contact point. That's a good fuse, guys. You can see you can test them. Now, relays are harder to test, but with the voltmeter, fuses are super easy to test. All we have to do is set it on that setting and practically your home resistance setting, and you can find, guys, okay, if it works or not. For instance, that one was the good fuse. You can see it's going to go down to 0 ohms resistance, or you can go ahead, remove it and test it the same way, guys. It should have 0 ohm resistance. Now, relays, guys, are a little bit more complicated, but it's doable. It will take you a minute or two to find out how to do that. Now, we'll put, guys, links to a video that will explain how to test relays, how to test fuses, which battery terminal you need to reconnect and disconnect first if you're doing repairs, because that can cause modules to burn as well, and that can cost you thousands of dollars in repair. Check out the videos, they will be in the description of the video below. So let's start on it now. So guys, what we have here, the fuse that we need to check is not here. Having problems with the charging system, guys, you see right here, okay, you have, okay, that fuse box right here, guys. Okay, this is the one. Okay, it's known as a prefuse box that most people don't even know it exists. If you take it apart, you have multiple fuses. You may have up to 3 different kinds here, guys. And what we need to check, if you have up to 2010 C Class, we need to check fuse number 88 right here. And if you guys have after 2010, you need to check fuse number 150 as well, guys. Now, something else. Under that cover is your car battery, and you may need to check your BMS, the battery monitor sensor. Make sure that it's not broken. When people replace car battery, often they can break the battery monitor sensor, and that can cause a drain as well. Another thing that we see here at the garage, guys, that's what we want to share with you. People will waste so much money on parts, tools, modules, computers, because they just think they have a good alternator, because when the battery is dead, they jump start the car, they start driving it charges the battery, so they automatically think the alternator is bad. But let us show you something here. This is an alternator, right? Now, if the alternator charges your battery, but don't assume it's good. What you need to do, you need to test the alternator diodes. You see, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different diodes. The purpose of these diodes is to convert the electricity from the alternator from alternating current to direct current, from AC to DC, and they're one directional. That means that when the alternator is working through the diodes, it comes to the voltage regulator and charges the battery through that cable. When you turn the car off, they're one directional, so it doesn't allow battery current to flow back to the alternator. But if one of these diodes goes bad, when you turn the car off, what will happen at that point, okay, the battery will be discharging. So bad alternator diode can cause that. If you want to see how to test alternator diode, we will have the video on the channel that will teach you how to do that step by step. It's very, very important, guys, okay, to do that. Another thing, if one of those diodes goes bad, it will be sending alternating current to the electrical system of your Mercedes, and that can damage modules, computers, and cost you thousands of dollars in repair. So always test the alternator diodes if you have a battery drain, because it could be quite simple fix that we see here at the garage. In this Mercedes W204, you're going to have all kinds of different fuses and relays that sometimes are hard to find, and if you're in the middle of nowhere, you may have a hard time finding one, guys. Replacement one, you may be stuck. It happened to us. So what we usually do, we buy some spare ones and we put in the glove box for a peace of mind. We'll share a link where you can get them at a really good price, quick shipping. That way you do not waste money and time. That link will be in the description of the video below. Check it out for your convenience. Hopefully, guys, the video will be helpful. Thank you for watching and see you next time.